I'm Kelly Thompson, and you're listening to Capes and Lunatic.
Recording has started.
Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed the Protector of the Universe, bonded to the energy-transforming quantum bands that were both weapons and symbols of his station who fought an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil, as Quasar.
Hello and welcome to the Quantum Zone, episode 24. Sad to say, but it's our final week of our Summer of Pegasus. Summer's winding up, you know. Summer's coming to an end when Pegasus ends and Labor Day is approaching. I am Phil, and joining me, as always, is Master of the Quantum Zone himself.
I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
And Master of Marvel Age.
Yes, master of thrift, not a thrift store, an old school coin and sports collectible store in Boston. I just walked in randomly, and I found it almost instantly. So, Marvel Age 78, Quasar, cover boy. Check it out.
All right, that's awesome.
Yeah. And it's slightly different than the cover for the first issue, I see. Similar styles. There's black and white background in both. But this one, I don't know, it's more like his hands are flamethrowers than coming from the bands. But, you know.
I've been thinking about running to the store looking for some old issues. I might have to look for that, because I like that art, and isn't that like the image they use? And they had like an ad for the Quasar series in the back of some of the comics, like right before it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's the image they used to him on. That's on that Marvel Age 78.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig it. So.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, if nothing else, you got to get it to, like, frame it and hang it on the wall or something.
Exactly.
Because Marvel won't give us any posters.
They are giving us Cosmos in Collision, though, so...
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as we said last episode, which I just listened to today, we need an animated series.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, think what you could do with the animated series. You know, all those... let's put it in terms that Marvel understands. Think about all the IP that they could expose to people by having Quasar go out and explore the Marvel Universe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The Stranger, you know. Something that's never going to be necessarily a movie, probably.
But, let me put it in language Marvel and Disney can understand.
That's even more succinct.
Yes.
Man, a few words.
All right. Yeah, let's get into it. It's our oversized end of our Summer of Pegasus, because it's an annual.
That's right.
Marvel Team Up Annual 5, which it's a Marvel Team Up, so it's usually Spider-Man. And of course, since this is the Quantum Zone, it's Quasar, but we also have The Thing again, Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange.
Well, and I have to correct you. So I'm sorry, but it's not just an annual. It's a king-sized annual.
Is that because Quasar's wearing a crown?
I think so.
I think it's because there's twice as many pages and twice as many thrills.
Oh.
Or that's at least what their marketing is.
Dang it, I'm not the only one that can read the cover. Ah.
Oh, but can I say one thing that I noticed about the cover? So, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, The Thing, and Scarlet Witch are surrounded by very nasty-looking serpents, except one. One just looks kind of amused, and that's the one that Quasar is doing yoga on top of.
Yeah. And let's see, that cover, if I can read it, that's Hannigan. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And Milgram. Yeah.
And Al Milgram. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ed Hannigan and Al Milgram. Awesome. Yeah, Ed Hannigan did the, my opinion, absolute best Avengers cover ever. When Ant-Man and Hawkeye joined forces.
Oh, when he's on the arrow. Yeah. Yeah.
My opinion, but I love that cover so much.
which they kind of recreate in Captain America Civil War. Yeah.
Yep. Mm.
But so at the end of this issue, you guys, everyone listening, tell us if you've had twice as many thrills. Because it's twice as many pages for a whole $1.
Yeah.
Wish it was that much these days. All right.
Yeah, no kidding.
Opening the page. Hey, Cracker Jacks.
They don't do annuals anymore, right?
They do, but it's not like the same. Sometimes it's like a beginning or a continuation of a storyline.
Yeah.
Because I was just listening to what was it, This Week in Marvel. Marvel puts out like their own podcast, not as good as this, but they're talking about like the history of annuals. You know, like how Reed and Sue Richards got married in an annual, Spider-Man got married in an annual, and then they did like those like big crossover events like Atlantis Attacks and Evolutionary War and stuff. And
well, the first Thanos storyline crossed over into 2 annuals, right? It was an Avengers annual and a
Marvel 2-in-1, I think.
Marvel 2-in-1 annual, yeah, I think so. So yeah, your annuals used to be big deals.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Now it's just money grab.
Yeah. But I liked the annuals, you know, they were a little bit more, but you had little solo short stories in there too. I guess the closest thing to that would be to me the Action Comics 1000 kind of had an annual type of vibe to it. And I don't know.
You know, you get
but this one isn't like that. This is one long story.
Yeah. But, you know, a lot of those older ones, you're right. You would get multiple stories by multiple art teams and writing teams, and it was a way to get, you know, like the old DC 80-page giants. You know, those things were cool. I mean, you had lots of stories, and I guess Marvel did some of that with the reprints, like the Marvel Superheroes book. You know, where the Guardians first showed up. But that's been years and years and years and years ago. That was before I was even born. So my God, you know, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, right?
Gonna say, did they even have paper back then? But yeah. So getting into this issue, once you get past the Cracker Jack ad on the front cover, you get to the opening page with we didn't get any headshots on the cover, but there they are on the first page.
Nice.
But so the team for this, of course, Mark Grunwald, script, plot, and breakdowns. Jim Mooney on embellishments. Diana Elbers, letters. Bob Sharon, colors. Tom DeFalco, editor. And Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief.
Yeah, it looks like it says it was, this was in 1982. Does that jive with what you guys see?
Yes, 82.
Yep. All right, awesome.
Well, mine says it's 2016 because I have a digital version. So.
But wait, it's 2018, so it doesn't say 2018? No.
It's an old one, yeah. So I don't have any insights on the ads, unfortunately, this week.
But yeah, so it opens up in Project Pegasus, and you see Quasar flying down the hall as the captions say, "For weeks now, something peculiar has been in the air at Project Pegasus." And the alarms are going off, and Security Chief Wendell Vaughn, codenamed Quasar, suspects he's going to get to the bottom of it at last. And yeah, it's Quasar and his security team. Quasar flying ahead and says, "Follow as best as you can." And he gets to a restricted door and says, "Oh no, the guard is missing from the special chamber. It's supposed to have around-the-clock man surveillance. There's some sort of ancient power helmet inside. Someone has tampered with it. They'll be held to pay." And he says, "My friend Ben Grimm originally brought it here for safekeeping and emphatically warned me to, oh no."
Oh no.
But of course, the editor's note, I guess that was Marvel 2-in-1
Yes, love the editor's notes. Hey, I have a quick, stupid question. I have never, for the life of me, been able to figure out what's up with the boots. I've never figured out this costume. What it's like scaly stuff, or is it? I mean, you know, it's got that weird pattern on it. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know if that's supposed to be like armor, but there's like it doesn't seem to be armor anywhere else on his costume.
Yeah, it just looks weird. I've never understood. I didn't know if maybe I was something obvious that I was just missing.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be
I wanted to ask this in a recent episode too. Yeah, I noticed that it's just armor on the calf. Maybe it's protecting just the Achilles heel.
Yeah, because we learned from Achilles, right? We don't want to be the same.
No.
Yeah, because after this, we'll be back to the next costume next week. Yes. So Quasar gets in the room. The serpent crown is gone. It's been removed from the gravitic generator. Wait, it's been removed from the gravitic generator.
The pink shower curtain.
Yes.
Yes. It's active. One daughter must not be here.
Good point.
and he says, how? Only I and the board of directors have the code. No one would have authorized the crown's removal without telling me. Where could it? And that's when the security team tackles him. My own security staff swarming over me like rats. So he blasts them off. He says, well, my Uranian energy bans will cut short this little breach of conduct.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, men, I want answers now. What is going on here? Where's the crown? And why have you... And all will be revealed to you, human, by the crown. So is that the crown speaking through the security guard?
I think so, yeah.
It must be, because the guard I'm like, the guard's human, right?
Yeah, and the word bubble is coming from the crown.
Yeah, yeah, it does kind of look like that.
Yeah, it's very hard to tell. Yeah, it's very close to the crown. So the mind-controlled security guard puts the crown on Quasar's head. You know he's going to be crying about this next week.
Yeah.
As his thoughts are invaded by an evil, hissing sentience.
Would that be a sentient?
The Punisher is back.
We're not going to boo or hiss.
Oh.
So Quasar's mind's getting taken over by the crown, but with his last free thought, he emits a singular burst of energy into the central communications matrix, an act he will regret a moment later when he completely falls beneath the mind-sapping spell of the Serpent Crown. I'll say that 3 times fast.
That.
And as he sends out his SOS, lifesavers, be a lifesavers flavor shooter.
Flavors. Okay, I'm not even going to go near that.
It's basically you have to like match the flavor with like the lifesaver in the sound. Oh, that's right. Punisher has the digital copy. He doesn't have the ads.
I know. I feel constricted this show.
Oh, I'm not a snake.
I'll try to scale back the snake puns.
But you can buy a, is this only a penny? Oh wait. No, it's like $2. There's like a little, you can get in all the fun with these neat full color gliders you can assemble in just minutes. You know, the little glider planes.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
They must be cheap because at the top of the ad it says penny pincher.
Oh yeah.
And again.
Yeah. Would you put a penny in those to make them nosedive, though? Is that... I can't remember. Like the balsa wood planes? Is that what you're talking about?
I think,
yeah.
Some of the ones I know, didn't they used to come with like a big plastic piece you put on the nose to make it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Man, and this is like 2-3 years after our Marvel 2-in-1 issues, and they're still trying to give away that free fake 1 million cash.
Not enough people with friends wanted to be fooling them, I guess.
Yes.
No.
Come on, people, we can't just give this $1 million away. No matter what the lottery says. All right. So Quasar's message goes out. So where's it going? It, meanwhile, is going over 100 miles south at the Baxter Building, headquarters of the famed Fantastic Four. Reed and Sue are out for the night with Franklin. Torch has a date, and Alicia's in her studio. So the Thing is getting his snacks, and
I mean, look at that. He's got like Oreos and chips, which
yeah.
Is that that's supposed to be cola or something?
Yeah. And the traditional red box of Oreos.
Yes.
Yes.
But then the next panel, he has a red bag that just says tacos in it.
He's gonna sit down and watch the best fight of the season on home box.
Just go to the grocery store, grab a bag of tacos, all made up with veggies and meat in there. Perfect.
Next thing you know, man, I'm surprised he's not he's not pulling a Kone. He's not like at the fight and like putting his picture all over Instagram and stuff. And
Yeah, it's getting a selfie with what is the fighter's name? Let's see.
What is it?
Katie Jabs. Katie Jabs. Wow. Is he watching Foxy Boxing like Katie Lang? That could be good.
Oh wait, this is a Katie. Isn't it Katie McKeo?
Makeo.
McKeo.
Oh, okay. All right. I just flipped ahead and it says the action is called Katie Jabs with his left. Okay, his name is not Katie Jabs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's an awesome name for a boxer, by the way.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him, but yeah, it's Katie McKeo versus Jocko Squidelli.
Jocko.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, I guess the thing's rooting for KD because he did Thought Bubble's like, okay, Katie. That's
now,
when
if it was
what?
I was gonna say, if it's a title fight, does Jocko have the strap?
Oh.
That was below the belt. I'll
You're gonna get the belt. All right.
I may not have ads, but I'll try to put them in there.
Nice. But anyway, so Quasar's message is coming, but you'd think with the Baxter building, Reed Richards has all these high-tech like communications devices. How does Quasar, which that's all the thing seems to call him back, but how does Quasar's message get there? Over
Landline phone.
Landline, yeah. It's not even like a pre-recorded message. It's like a ghostly image of Quasar.
Uh-huh.
It's like a hologram coming out of the phone. What is this sorcery? Pictures on your phone? This is ridiculous. So the thing's like, what's going on? So he actually gets on the view screen and says, hey kid, what's happened? Just got your call. Was the strangest? And he says, it was a mistake, Grim. Nothing is amiss. Goodbye. He says, the big Q was sure acting odd. I wonder why.
The big Q. Yeah. The big Q.
But so wait, did Quasar hide the serpent crown? Or is it just because I don't think it's you can't see it on his head? Did he take it up? And he still retain control? Because unless they thought bubbles covering it, or
I think when somebody else is wearing it, once they've enslaved him, I think they can control them like that, if I remember right. But I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe because I think I don't know, or unless he made it invisible.
Still image.
Maybe, maybe, or unless he like made it invisible with the bands or something.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, the word bubble is obscuring the top of his hair, so he could just be wearing it up a little higher.
Yeah.
Like how very elderly people wear baseball hats.
That's a fancy hat you got there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mr. Graham. But yeah, of course the thing thinks something is amiss because he doesn't call him Mr. Grimm or, he just calls him Grim. It's like, uh-oh, he's not being polite. Something is
right.
up.
Yeah.
Alright, so the thing's trying to get back into his fight, but he can't. He says, he missed the first couple rounds. How long were they talking?
Yeah, exactly. Those are fast rounds.
He could have been scratching his head for a real long time.
Ghostly image. What should I do? Yeah, 2 rounds in, he's like, I know, I'll call him. Yeah, but he says his mind's not on it. I got the feeling things aren't kosher with the kid. Maybe I ought to pay him a visit. So, it's a low rumble, the pogo plane Pierce. He's flying back to Pegasus, just like
Man, he just got back, it seems like. I mean, he just left.
we start and end our summer of Pegasus with that thing jumping in the plane headed for Pegasus.
Exactly.
But then we transition to high above the city streets, but not as high as the plane. The amazing Spider-Man swings in on a single strand of impossibly slender, incredibly strong chemical webbing. So what is this? He sees like a bunch of thieves, like 3 thieves who stole a bunch of video game cartridges.
But there's no video games advertised in this issue. Are there? That happens more in the 90s, but where every ad is a video game.
Yes. Hey guys, let's go play this. Was there a Spider-Man game for? Was it the Atari?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I
never had Atari, but yeah.
I didn't have Atari either, but one of my neighbors did. Yeah, I think there was like one that's like, there was like a green glob like that would fly off the building, and that's supposed to be the Green Goblin or something.
Yeah.
So I thought Spider-Man was like a household name, but Spider-Man goes to stop the thieves, and the one goes, "Yo, it's that Spider dude." Well, I thought he said Super Dude, but no, he says it's that Spider Dude. So he's like, "You can't catch us all." He's like, "Guess what, pal? I already did. Listen, you can help yourself. If you want our take, just let us go. Word's out that you ain't exactly Mr. Straight and Narrow."
No.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And that's when Spider-Man gets distracted by what looks like a ghostly image of something snaking back behind the garbage can. And of course, the robbers say they didn't see anything. And Spider-Man thinks he's imagining things. He's like, anything that big should have made my spider sense go off, like an air raid siren. But there wasn't the slightest buzz. I must be in worse shape than I thought. Hallucinations. My head feels like it's been through the spin cycle. So I don't know if I need a doctor or an exorcist. So the robbers are all complaining their legs are webbed up, but Spider-Man just takes off to toward Greenwich Village and 177A Bleecker Street, the townhouse sanctum of New York's own resident super sorcerer, Dr. Strange. And I love this little detail that Grunwald throws in here, to explain, like, how artists, I guess, probably draw the house different. He's like, it seems like it looks different every time.
Can I just add a little update of research? You were right. There was an Atari Spider-Man game.
Oh.
It was the first video game Spider-Man was ever in, and it was the first Marvel video game ever.
Oh,
cool.
And I texted a screenshot of it to Phil, and it looks terrible. It looks like an MS Paint.
8-bit graphics, probably.
Yeah, I don't know if Will can see. I don't know, my phone's too bright, but yeah, it's basically just like a pink building, and there's just like holes for windows, and
yeah,
some kind of like green stick figure standing on a glider, and yeah, that's what I remember. Ugh. So Spider-Man gets to Doctor Strange's house. Wong answers the door, of course. He was like, "Is your spellcasting boss in tonight? The master is meditating, Spider-Man, but I'm certain he will see you. He's in the study. Follow me." And Spider-Man thinks the place is creepy at night. He's like, but it's also creepy in broad daylight.
It's just plain creepy.
And if he could read his thoughts, Wong would be like, "Spider-Man, that's just Wong."
That's just Wong.
Yes. If I'm Wong, I don't want to be right. So I guess Wong doesn't even announce him. He just like, here's, just go through this door, because Spider-Man comes through the door and says, "Hey, Doc, yoo-hoo, it's me, your pal Spider-Man." And I guess just from that like sentence or two he said, Doctor Strange is like, "Come in, my friend. You seem unsteady, under stress. Are you well?" He's like, "I felt better. That's why I came to see you. You're not a general practitioner, but maybe you can help." He says, "Indeed, you do have an unusual aura about you. Come, let me examine you." So the Eye of Agamotto opens and goes to Doctor Strange's head. He checks out Spider-Man, says, "Turn your head and cough."
Yeah. Which is a pretty cool image on that page. I mean,
oh,
really.
yeah. You see Spider-Man's astral self kind of tangled by this giant serpent.
Uh-huh.
See, if you follow us on YouTube, you can see that image right there.
Yeah.
He says, "Well, Doc, what's the diagnosis?" He says, "Your malaise is mystical in nature. A snake god has designs upon your soul." He's like, "What?"
Wasn't expecting that diagnosis.
Nope. So he says, "A few months ago, you and I battled with sword-wielding serpent men." When, Will?
Editor's note. That would be Marvel Team Up number 111. Yes. Editor's notes.
That's right. And yes, 2 issues prior to the one you could get from Matt Kona if you leave us a review on YouTube, on iTunes.
I'm waiting to go to the post office.
24-hour post office. which is cool.
I will go at 1:11 a.m. or 1:09 a.m.
So Doctor Strange explained, in the midst of the struggle, one of the serpent men bit you. You were stricken with a terrible fever, but thanks to a potion I acquired, you were cured, or so I thought. Apparently there's a non-toxic residue of serpent venom in your system, sensitizing you to the mystic movements of the serpent god.
And there's a cool image of the side of Spider-Man's face with the serpent guy trying to suplex him. It kind of looks like, a little bit like a Mike Tyson's tattoo when he got a face tattoo there.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the inspiration. Maybe he read this issue.
Man, I love that Marvel Team Up Annual 5.
It was king size.
Okay, the ad on the next page I find funny. It's for a full-color Marvel poster, but the ad's in black and white.
That's a Michael Golden poster. I think I've seen the color version of that somewhere. That's awesome.
I know, but that's just funny. Full-color Marvel poster in
black and white.
Images in black and white, yeah.
You don't want to give away the good stuff for free, man. Someone can just cut that out and put it in their locker. You don't making any money that way.
Wow, man. Free posters. All you do is send 50 cents to cover postage and handling.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I know.
But it'll probably come all folded up, you know? You want a tube for something like that, but 50 cents, you're not getting a tube.
I know.
Wow.
Then there's the Bubble Yum ad. Seems like back in the day, man, it just seems like they were like, oh, what do the kids like? What can we sell them on? Gum!
Lots of bubble gum and candy and video games. That's
bodybuilding magazine.
That's right.
And Twinkies!
Twinkies.
Oh.
I don't think we get a Twinkie ad in this issue, do we? Did they stop doing them at this point? Yeah, I don't know if we get one.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't come until later? Well, there were Twinkies ads in the ones we read before. So
yeah, that's what I'm thinking, yeah. Maybe that was like a 70s thing.
Yeah.
So, Doctor Strange is telling Spider-Man that a malefic force has touched you, Spider-Man. Show me on the snake.
Show me on the snake. We were both going there.
Yes.
That's good.
And so Doctor Strange pulls out his crystal ball and says, well, I will focus my mystic orb on its source. And that's when a picture of Pegasus comes up. An energy research center in upstate New York. We must go, Spider-Man. He says, sure, Doc, but I'm all thumbs when it comes to magic. You must accompany me. I sense that your presence will be of pivotal importance because it's your book.
Bump, bump, bump. Yeah.
Remember that, kids. But then another transition. Because we have a lot of heroes. A mutant sorceress and her android husband attend the 10 o'clock showing of a certain long-running adventure film. Where the hero hates snakes.
I wonder what that could be.
Snakes on a plane.
Exactly.
Oh, Lord.
From 2016, right? So it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, you don't have Samuel L. Jackson pictured in yours?
Oh, is that like the angler's favorite movie? Get these mother snakes off my mother plane.
Oh, man.
But yeah, mutant married to an android. I wonder who that could be.
There's so many.
But the Scarlet Witch looks like an image of snakes popping out of the screen, and I guess it's not supposed to be a 3D movie, so.
Yeah.
She screams, and the Vision says, what? The Scarlet Witch says, that film's mention of snakes conjured an overpowering apparition of evil. Was it a coincidence? No, it's far more than that. Premonition of some sort. So, Scarlet Witch and Vision are talking in the lobby, and she says, I was simply startled, an image of the great danger. Do you remember the Serpent Crown? I believe it is active again. Ever since the crown once tried to possess me, I've had a strange affinity for it, as do any who have worn it. Since it is active again.
We have an editor's note.
Yes, where was that?
Marvel 2-in-1 number 66.
Scarlet Witch must find out why. I must go, husband, and find out as I speak in the third person.
Uh-huh.
And he says, you do not want me to join you? She goes, no, my love, your strength must be kept in reserve. It's like, what?
What? He wasn't listed in the front of the book, okay? He can't
I know. If you don't hear from me within 24 hours, notify the Avengers and come ready.
Okay.
And he's also not, I mean, in costume. His undercover look is just all red body with a blue jacket.
Yeah.
Undercover vision.
I know, no one seemed to look twice at him. I mean,
they were more angry at her for talking during the movie.
Well, there was Raiders, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's a good score. It's a good score in that movie. Yeah.
but she says, yeah, if you don't hear from me in 24 hours, notify the Avengers and come running. Ben Grimm the Thing can give you the Crown's location. But, I mean, I understand, yeah, they only want a certain amount of heroes in this book, but it's like, if the danger's as big as you think it is, why wouldn't you just have Vision and the Avengers come?
Just throw everything at it?
Yes.
Especially if it's someone that you share your life with.
Exactly.
Like, you stay here, hold my calls.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, if you think it's like a big mystical threat, doesn't everybody call Doctor Strange? Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that kind of like, I don't know, his job is Sorcerer Supreme? I mean,
I would think so.
But anyway, speaking of the Master of the Mystic Arts, him and Spider-Man are trying to rent a car at Mertz Rent-A-Car.
Mertz. So what that's a takeoff of?
I don't know. I don't know.
Doesn't Mo J. Simpson have an endorsement deal with Mertz?
I don't know. That joke really hurts. But so Spider-Man's asking Doctor Strange, can't you just wave your hands and zap us upstate? And he says, yes, I'm capable of spells of teleportation, but such flagrant employments of my power are draining. I expect we will soon need all the energy I can muster. And I'm surprised Spider-Man's like, you said it, why? You said I'm the one who need I'm the one crucial to this plan. So do you really think these folks will rent us to set of their wheels? He says, not a problem. He casts a spell to make them both appear in their civilian identities. He says, that will not be a problem, Peter. He says, nice trick, Doc. Hey, how'd you know my real name? A lucky guess. I don't know if they ever mentioned that, like, going forward. It's like, oh yeah, he just kind of gleaned his name using his magic.
Yeah.
And so I guess they must have all the paperwork must have gone through. Next thing, they're on the road, and Spider-Man says, or she want me to drive? Tell the truth, I'm not all that comfortable behind the wheel. He says, nonsense, with your spider sense, you'll be fine.
You're the safest driver on the road.
I will read the map.
That is a cop-out. What a cop-out that is. He's just lazy. And also, why aren't they driving as their non-superhero identities? Like, a trooper sees that, maybe they're going to a con.
Yeah.
Cosplay.
It's like, Spider-Man, take off the mask. He knows your identity already. Jeez.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man's asking him, set up, I know very little, just that the Serpent people are a pre-human race who worship some kind of snake demon. A handful of them still exist and are just now trying to stage a comeback. And Dr. Strange says, I must confess that I do not know as much about the Serpent cult as I would like. I've had a number of encounters with serpent worshippers over the years. The cult of Sligoth in New England, the cult of Damballa from Haiti, and of course the serpent men that we fought together. But I've never had the time to delve into their origins. Perhaps I can remedy that oversight now. And everyone's like, how? By sending my astral form through the fabric of time itself. I shan't be long.
Now, I gotta say, as a New Englander, there's a lot of worshippers of the old Cult of Sligoth around here. Cult of Sligoth is huge, especially in Massachusetts, New Hampshire area.
I thought that
my
was
parents.
I thought that was the first rule of the Cult of Sligoth, was that you don't talk about the Cult of Sligoth.
Oh yeah. Also, the second rule, I've just violated them.
Both.
See, I'm lapsed Sligoth, so I can get away with that.
Okay.
He can't podcast on the Slagoth. So I love.
It's a long car ride. They might as well have a lengthy flashback.
Exactly.
Well, I love how Doctor Strange, can't do reconnaissance at Pegasus, but he can send his astral form through time.
Exactly.
I don't want to. That's why we're driving. I don't want any big energy expenditures. Let me just travel through time.
Yeah.
So he says, "I'm back," and Spider-Man's like, "Huh? You did all your research in a matter of moments?" "No, I took quite a while to trace the Serpent people down through history. I simply chose to return from my travels a few instants after I left. It's one of the many options the time stream has to offer." All right, everyone, buckle in, because
this is a massive editor's note.
Massive, massive info dump. Yes.
Here we go.
Let me share what I've learned. It all began untold eons ago, just after this planet came into being. Earth's fertile biosphere gave birth to the first of its native life forms, a race of elder Earth gods. Among them was a god of serpentine aspect who would later be known as Set, one of the most powerful elder gods. Set's offspring were numerous, and his dominion over the Earth was vast. Should I read this? It's seriously 3 pages long.
And it's dense text info dump. But we get Kull the Conqueror shows up. They create the Serpent Crown. Conan. A barbarian named Conan slew the last of the original Serpent Men and crushed the growing cult of Set by opposing the human leader of the wizard Thothamon.
Yes, yes, Conan. No Andy Richter, though.
Yeah. Let's see. Encasing within the Lemurians. Blah, blah, blah. Krang. Serpent Crown. Oh, and then we finally get to the end. Ben Grimm.
Yeah, did you mention Namor?
No, Krang, and then oh yeah, that's right. There's a picture of him. Yeah, and we'll cope. Took the crown to protective custody. Blah blah blah.
And those first two panels on page 16, I think that was when Steve Rogers was Nomad. I believe he fought Krang and Viper for the Serpent Crown thing, and there's the whole thing with the Avengers going to another Earth and bringing home a second Serpent Crown, because, that's a good idea.
That always works. That was Squadron Supreme, right?
I think so, yeah. Because weren't they that's one of the 100 times they were,
mind controlled, yeah. Oh, and hey, we get the Serpent Squad.
Yes.
And
then the two crowns were merged. And what is this? Jones, the guy who had the Serpent Squad get the two crowns, tried to ensnare the minds of the entire U.S. Congress until the Thing and Scarlet Witch managed to wrest the crown from his head and thwart his grand scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you merge two crowns, is it double the crown, double the thrills?
It was squared. Good point.
That's why. Oh, that's what they should have called it, a double king size annual.
Yeah, double king size.
Yes. And that's when Doctor Strange went, finally, Ben Grimm brought the crown to Project Pegasus.
And we're done. We're back.
And Spider-Man's take it their thinking wasn't safe enough. Quit honking the horn, Spider-Man, we hear you. And if the Thing and Scarlet Witch could overcome the crown, the world's leading sorcerer shouldn't have too tough of a time. And says, do not be overconfident, Spider-Man. I sense that we're approaching a concentration of power far greater than that of the Dolk. Oh, even more powerful than the two crowns. Because we need a giant threat for all these heroes.
Yeah.
And that's when we see Ben Grimm's arrived. He's landed the pogo plane, and he's climbing up the mountain, because he wants to sneak in, because there's something fishy's going on. He doesn't want to give them time to cover it up. So he starts punching through the mountain, and a hole big enough for his dainty little bod. And oh, look, he punches right into the loop, which we've talked about the last couple episodes.
Yep. Yeah.
And so he said, once again, no alarm. He just punched right through the wall to get in the project. Once again, no alarm.
You think the head of security should fix that, But
well, he's mind controlled this. You think the Serpent Crown would want it, but so the thing starts walking up the track, but then, hey, that light coming down the tunnel, it's Mr. Security Chief himself, Quasar. And that's when he runs into Quasar and sees him wearing the Serpent Crown, and look, his skin's getting scaly. Maybe that's what happened to his boots, the Serpent Crown.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Because they said something's been in the air for weeks, so maybe maybe it started with a transformation of boots.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
That's why you should always empty out your boots if you're sleeping in the desert or Project Pegasus, because you could end up snake bitten.
That's right.
Once bitten, twice shy. So the thing's like, hey, you got the Serpent Crown on. And Quasar says, I'm no longer the man you knew, Grim. I am now the servant of the great Serpent Lord, and soon you shall be too.
Serpent. Da-dun.
And once again, every time the thing comes to Pegasus, he gets like put in the walls.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
That's why he knows his way through them so well.
And once again, when there's a problem at the project, how does the thing try to solve it? Throw something at it.
Exactly. Throw something large at it.
He's like, whoever wears the crown becomes evil. I gotta get the kid away from it no matter what. So like we said, so I guess it's part of the wall. He goes, maybe we need some batting practice. Crude, grim, and predictable. You do this every time. Nothing on earth can resist the power of Quasar, apostle of Lord Set.
Yeah, I don't like that part.
Yeah. And so he locks up the thing with some quantum constructs. He's like, hey, Ben Grimm's telling him, fight it. I expect better of you. Your expectations are insignificant, Grim. All that concerns you is your swift indoctrination to the way of our master. I have no desire to be your enemy, Grim. I shall free you from your restraints as soon as you are one of us. And Ben Grimm's like, us? You mean there's more than one? You shall see for yourself. And Ben Grimm says, I blew it and sure knew the crown was at the bottom of this. Nobody even knows I'm here. Kick myself if my foot were free. But he's not alone, because pulling up outside the project, finally, several hours later.
Yeah, so we need a meanwhile, right? Yeah, there we go.
A rented car veers the final bend of the road. Because no fence, no security thing. They just pull right up to the front door.
And it's a fancy-looking building. You would think that they would have a nice signage on it, but they have basically a Century 21 sign out front that just says Project Pegasus.
Yep.
Yard sale, Saturday, 10 a.m.
Multiple Serpent Crowns must
sell all.
Best offer.
All offers accepted.
Set price.
Nice.
And so they get there, and Spider-Man says, this is the place. The place looks dead, but my spider sense is prickling. Does that usually tingle?
Yeah, I thought so.
But after you've been driving a while, your butt's kind of asleep, so it's prickling.
Yeah. And Dr. Strange tells him to park. And what do we do? Wander around and search for trouble? The place looks mighty big. Says Spider-Man, I can spare us the unnecessary legwork by exploring the facility in my astral form. Why did he do that when they were like 2 miles down the road? Look after my corporeal body. I'll be back as soon as possible. So Dr. Strange, his body is sitting by the car, and Spider-Man's just standing there. I know people who didn't seem to be all there, but Doc's in class by himself. And he says, I still don't see why I had to come along as Doc's bodyguard. Aside from acting as Doc's bodyguard, I'm not all that useful. But then the spider sense finally tingles. There's the mind-controlled security guards have found them, so Spider-Man's leaping over them and kicks one or two, knocks them out. These goons are wearing uniforms. Must be the project security people. So Spider-Man says he doesn't want to waste energy on underlings. Got to go easy on the web fluid too. Can't take a chance of running out of it. Minutes later, he takes out all the guards. Funny, they all carried firearms, but didn't use them.
That may be a clue.
Yes, but then he goes to check on Doctor Strange, but his body's gone. He's like, it must have been snatched while I was busy tangling with the hired help. Where did they take him? Ooh, a manhole cover. Maybe that's it. But then Spider sense again, someone sneaking up behind him. Good evening, Spider-Man. And he says, "What are you doing here?" And she says, "Probably the same. I assume for the same reason you are, the Serpent Crown." Oh, and that's when he tells us the creeps kidnapped Doctor Strange. So they go down the manhole cover. Spider-Man takes Scarlet Witch down on his back. She wants to know, how were you and Doctor Strange alerted? He says, I once tangled with a cult of snake people. They put some hoodoo on me that somehow sensitized me to the Crown's movements. Do you really think it's as deadly as Doc says? It is among the most malevolent forces that I have ever experienced.
Wow.
So they get down once again. One quick trip down the manhole cover. They're in the project. No alarms. No more guards. Although Spider-Man knocked out a bunch of them. So
yeah.
And that's when they get to they find the big plot.
That's right. The double page spread. That's
yes.
Pretty awesome.
Look at that, people. Almost on YouTube. Look at that.
Ah, yeah.
And that's when they say, look, Doctor Strange and the Thing are hanging from the ceiling with serpent crowns on their heads. Every single person here is wearing a crown.
Well, that's more than two, isn't it?
Yes. And that's when they see Myron Wilburn, director of the project, who we saw last episode. Mm-hmm. And
acting director. Come on.
Yes. High acolyte of our Lord of the Crowns. Not Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Crowns.
Okay, I have to ask. He says, we've been counterpart crowns scattered throughout the multiverse. Once we have gathered 777 crowns. That's just an oddly specific number, right? I mean...
Yeah.
I guess maybe they just don't want to... Maybe they just don't want to go with 666.
66, yeah. It's weird. Yeah. Weird number.
Sevens could be snake-shaped. I don't know. You can do that with any number, really. Yeah. He's also very forthcoming, like they just arrive and he's like blathering about their whole origin, usually you save that until everyone's tied up and
exactly.
And the big plan, climate change. When Lord Set has risen, we shall use the project's full resources to alter the Earth's climate back to the primordial state of Set's first rule, and then all mankind will be forced to become serpent men or perish.
And then Scarlet Witch is like, this is way worse than I can imagine, because now they're messing with my gender.
And it took every ounce of power I possessed to defeat one crown. And that's when Quasar comes up and says, prepare to join the party. Look, Spider-Man, look out. I met that guy once before, and he's no pushover. His power bracelets give him total control over light. What issue was that? Matt Coda, what issue was that?
109, right? Marvel Team Up 109?
You have how many copies sitting there? You don't know it's 113?
113, okay. I knew it was 2 around 111. I thought it was 4. All right. 113, okay.
Your bedroom is wallpapered in them. You have so many.
I know. My bedroom is all copies of Marvel Team Up 113 and one bra hanging from the door.
Oh, man, hopefully we don't get more reviews. Matt will get confused. His wife will be like, where's my bra? Oh, man.
Ooh, well, I mailed it. And you see, people are watching the YouTube show, so they need their fix.
Yeah.
So, as Quasar is about to try to put the crowns on their heads, Doctor Strange's astral form, heed me, Scarlet Witch, you alone can perceive my astral form. Tell Spider-Man to escape. He is our only hope. He must not be captured. I shall attempt to shield you from this crown's power. And Scarlet Witch tells him to run, and she doesn't tell him why. She just says run. I will hold off Quasar. So Spider-Man doesn't want to, but he runs. He says, I hope she knows what she's doing, because I sure don't.
He just runs aimlessly. Get it out of there. Yeah.
And meanwhile, Quasar's monologuing to Scarlet Witch. You dare strike the Lord's vessel. I must punish you for that. When you've joined us, you shall see the error of your ways. And Scarlet Witch is like erecting a hex sphere, but will it hold?
It looks like one of those big suction cup balls.
Yeah.
Yes. But then Myron Wilburn says, Quasar, there's no need for battle. Subdue her with your crown. Bah, I'll do it myself. And that's when the psychic attack knocks down Scarlet Witch.
Man, people are always, pushing pacifism on Quasar. First it's old acting chief, and now it's, later it'll be Aquarius.
Yeah.
But even with the under the influence of the crown, he's like, another moment my power would have overwhelmed her.
Yeah.
Just my power would have overwhelmed her, just like it does those secretaries. Oh yeah.
and
I had to do it again.
And joggers of all time.
Oh yeah. Hey girls. How would you like to join the Serpent cult?
Have you accepted Lord Set as your
savior? Oh wow!
Come on! It's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
But then Wilburn says, "Leave the woman and find Spider-Man. We can't have him distracting us with the hour of the Lord so near." So Quasar takes off yes, sir, and Wilburn says, now she will accept the dominion of Lord Set, or she will somehow reject it. Or will she somehow reject it like the thing in the cloaked man? Hassle, hand me your crown. Quasar says, Spider-Man can't have gotten far. I know the project like the back of my hand. There is nowhere he can. That's where he runs into a web trap. Yahoo! It worked! Quasar wasn't expecting the old tripwire web trick. That sudden jolt in my hardened web ball combined to knock him unconscious. Spider-Man says, I took a risk. I might have choked him. But my only chance was a sneak attack. I only tangled with him once and barely managed to walk away. That's right, he's so powerful. Wonder if I should remove the crown and free him from its spell. Better not risk even touching it, so Quasar still.
Well, if only he had something that would allow him to manipulate the crown without actually touching it, like a web.
Ooh, I was going to say a rental car agreement.
Oh! No, that's even better. Those things are indestructible.
Well, I got the insurance. I got Serpent Crown.
I was going to say, maybe not indestructible. Maybe you didn't get the insurance.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man goes up to the ceiling and says, I'm going to hide. Funny, Doc said he thought I'd be useful in tagging along. So far, I really haven't done zilch. He's like, Spidey, old pal, you're in big trouble, but it's going to take more than you to save the day. Meanwhile, Wilburn says as expected, the Scarlet Witch resists the Lord's company as did the other true intruders. No matter, she can remain in stasis until Lord Set has risen. He will have her and the others. Hear me, my Snake Brothers. It is time to begin the ritual of transfiguration.
Wouldn't he just call them brothers? I mean, Snake Brothers? Why would?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And aren't the crowns telepathic? Why do you even have to talk?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
And we see Doctor Strange in his astral form has been protecting Scarlet Witch and the Thing. But I've yet to devise a way to fight this awesome evil. It's been a couple pages since we actually had the ads. Now that I noticed that.
Maybe they just sold enough ads for a regular issue, and that's what makes it an annual. They got a lot more content. I don't know.
Because was that the last one? I think the last one was like right before page 10. It was that Bubble Gum ad, and I don't think we've had any till now when we get the Bullpen Bulletin. So it's been like 20 pages since we had an ad.
These things were massive amounts of comics for, a buck.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
So, Doctor Strange is like, yeah, the time has come to make a stand. I best try to revive the Thing and the Witch. And Milburn's he takes off his crown and says, we no longer need it to be one with the Lord. Cast your crowns next to mine. Lord Set has freely given us. So, the group starts chanting, their minds and voices joined in an instinctive demonic ritual. I wonder if Quasar's fiancée is in there.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
They never call her out by name, but...
Yeah.
Oh, but, the next page is Bullpen Bulletins. This is the Marvel Team-Up Annual, but this month in Marvel Team-Up 123, Spider-Man and Daredevil.
Pretty good.
Oh, actually, that takes place at a hospital, I think, doesn't it? And there's like a...
I don't know.
I think I remember that one because it ends with... there's supposedly a killer in there that's trying to go straight, but he grabs a kid because somebody's trying to kill him, and Daredevil, because Daredevil says, hey, but what about the blood on your hands? That was because the kid was actually bleeding on his hands. I think that's that story. I don't know. If that's not that story, that wherever I read that stuck with me forever. So
yeah. Hey, I have a side note. You mentioned Quasar's fiance that seems to disappear.
Yes.
Maybe the reason he broke it off with her is he found out that they were related because they're snake brothers. And that's gross. I can't marry you. Against the Lord Set's wishes.
Nice.
So anyway, I guess the 777 crowns merge into one gigantic crown. I don't want to see the head that fits on, man. That thing's huge.
Yeah.
So that's when Doctor Strange is like, all right, now or never.
Yeah, but why do they only have 777 crowns when it says soon after that there's 1,165 project employees?
Well, I don't know. Well, I guess maybe they only needed 777 to
do whatever to try to get set here.
For the giant crown, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, maybe, if you're ordering Serpent crowns, you get a price break after 1,000 or so, and so it's all just money in the bank.
I mean, come on! Imagine the shipping and handling on like over 1,000 crowns from different dimensions.
I know it's gonna be nearly 50 cents.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's when the thing breaks free and he falls towards the giant snake statue. He says, but it's now as big as a Coney Island roller coaster. So he starts punching it. Once again.
Starts punching it, of course, because that's going to solve the problem.
That's always at the project. And one of the 7 heads is moving. It's reaching for Grimm, but then it swallows him.
Meanwhile,
in the ventilation shaft. Spider-Man says, "This witch sounded like she had a plan. I wish she had just let me in on it. I seem to have lost my bearings in this maze." And then he says, "Wait, what? What's that sign say? Cosmic Cube?" And he says, "I remember Captain America mentioning something about that. It's supposed to be some kind of super weapon. Maybe I can use it against the Serpent people. All I have to do is smash through this ceiling and snatch it." And he's like, "Huh? There's nothing here. It's gone. No wonder I got in so easily." He's like, "Wait, I remember seeing a funny-looking cube. It was hanging from the ceiling and hooked up to those dimensional machines in the main room. It must be pretty hot stuff to power those D machines. I better check it out." Quasar's still out, and wonder what's been going on while I've been gone. The answer's just around the bend. When he sees Doctor Strange and the Scarlet Witch fighting the giants, is about to swallow Scarlet Witch too. Doctor Strange back in his body, but the Mystic Bolt's having no effect on this monstrosity. And Spider-Man says, "Good Lord, it swallowed her. Why did I ever listen to her and run off?" He's like, "I've got to get to the cube and pray that I can figure out how to activate it." He's like, "Judge my arc." He swings up, grabs the cube. Yipes, weird vibes running up my arms, like some kind of energy. How do I control this black thing? It's like, come on, Spidey, think. And that's when another serpent head seems to swallow him.
Harump.
Harump. Yeah, that's an awesome sound effect.
Doctor Strange is like, "Oh no, I'm all alone. It's taking all of my mystic might to prevent myself from also succumbing to this living snake icon, but I cannot last much longer." Let's see. Ooh, wow, 24 free scratch and sniff stickers.
What? Do they list the 24 flavors?
Let's see.
This one smells like red.
It's giving away stickers when you buy a collector's wallet. You'll receive 24 scratch and sniff stickers free. Your new collector's wallet will hold all of your scratch and sniff stickers. Stickers are easy to pull off your wallet, so you may trade them with friends. You also get a complete list of stickers you'll want to collect. Amaze your friends and family with stickers that smell like bananas, chocolate cake, pizza, gum, and many more great smells.
Are those great smells? And what? Hey, he's got a new wallet. I don't have any money, but I got 24 different smells. If you got any fingernails you want to investigate, here you go.
Pizza. Okay.
Smells like pizza and chocolate cake. Not chocolate, but like it's been baked.
Cake.
And bananas.
Yeah.
All right. So, then even as Doctor Strange struggles on, behold, brethren, Lord Set is about to shed the metal skin of the crown and become
Blam.
Blam.
Wham, there's a giant explosion. Where's my giant explosion? So anyway, what happens? The heroes all break out, all holding the cosmic cube, huh?
Which is a pretty cool little panel, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks pretty awesome.
Yeah. Doctor Strange flying in the background. You got their fists in the air, kind of, dwarfed a little bit by the Thing's fist. But you got Spider-Man and Scarlet Witch up there, covered in snake tentacles, smaller snakes that it all busted into.
Debris. It blew it up. The crown has been disintegrated. My comrades stand unscathed. By what power? And Spider-Man tells Doctor Strange with the cosmic cube, it's some kind of super scientific gizmo that captures thoughts and turns them into reality. The three of us were inside the crown. Somehow we joined together and whammo! The day has not yet been won, Spider-Man. Though you've destroyed Set's host body, his mind is still free to stalk the Earth. We must join our wills, as you did before, and direct them into the cosmic cube while I cast a spell that will forever exorcise the mind of Set from this plane of reality. The Thing's thinking it's his fault because he brought the crown here. Scarlet Witch thinks I know how it is to be possessed by demonic evil. We must banish Set now before he finds a new host. So, they do their little sit-in, and with a soul-searing, sibilant scream, the battle is over. The Vipers fall inert to the ground. The heroes break formation, and all is still, save for the faint crackle of energy from the smoldering cosmic cube. And Doctor Strange says, we have won. Set has been exorcised from this plane of it. Congratulations, I told you that you would be needed, Spider-Man.
But that panel, it shows Spider-Man tattered, holding the cube, and it's emitting smoke. But it just looks like a piece of gum emitting the smell that you'd get if you bought a wallet with 23 other smells.
Scratch and sniff.
Well, in the last panel, Spider-Man says, it looks like they used up all its juice, so maybe change color because it's...
Oh, yeah.
The power's gone?
Could be, yeah.
But yeah, that last panel, man, they're all standing there saying, yeah, look, job well done, and who's sulking in the corner because he failed the project.
Yep, I guess we'll see more about him next week.
Under the giant Pegasus logo, too, for shame.
Foreshadowing, yes. But yeah, I mean, not a great showing for Quasar. He got mind whammied pretty early on, and the last we saw him, Spider-Man was knocking him out.
Yep, with a web line.
Not even a thought bubble. I failed the project again.
Yeah. But come on, he was all business when he was directing those security guards in the very beginning of the book, and right before he got crowned. So
that's right. Absolutely.
Taking his job seriously. He's come a long way since the Project Pegasus saga began this summer.
Yes,
that's right. But I mean, I liked the issue. I thought it was fun, but didn't it seem like the end was kind of abrupt?
Yeah, I mean, God, there was so much build. It took so long for him to get everybody in place, and then it was like, oh, it was over and done with.
In Spider-Man's big destiny, I sent you'll be important. Yes, I read the sign that said Cosmic Cube.
I can read.
No one else could have done that.
And how well known were the powers of the Cosmic Cube in the multiverse prior to this issue? I mean, was this sort of something that one of those instances of Grunwald resurrecting not a character but an element from the past, or was this? I don't know.
I mean, unless the crown infected like the first person, and then I don't know if it like read their mind and like, hey, the Cosmic Cube's here.
Yeah. I think. I mean, I don't remember. Was the Thanos 2-parter? Was that before or after? Maybe after this, the Marvel 2-in-1. I mean, because the Cube played a big part of that. the cube
Yeah.
and the soul gem.
I think,
One of
wasn't it
them.
around this time? So it might have been right before or right
Yeah.
after, yeah.
I can't
Maybe.
I can't remember how the cube wound up there. Maybe actually they talked about Captain America, so it may have been after its latest appearance there in one of the Cap issues.
Yes.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me about how some problems got resolved in the old Batman TV series or Batman the movie from the 60s with Adam West. It looks like he's in a terrible situation. He blows up, and then the next panel he's fine. He goes, well, I just sprayed this anti-explosion spray on you right before it happened. It's just like, I don't know, this magic thing, our thoughts activated it, and hey, we won. Hey, isn't Quasar a loser?
Yeah. Yeah. It was, you're right, it was pretty abrupt. I mean, I feel like if they would have, because the battle wasn't really much of a battle,
Yeah.
It was just kind of, hey, we're all going to touch the cube. Yay, we win.
Well, after Ben Grimm tried to punch some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They
And the snake did eat several of them.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange kind of, yeah.
They used the Care Bear stare on them.
Yes. Or the Captain Planet, our powers combined.
Exactly.
Spider webs, mutant ability,
And I mean,
eating tacos in a bag.
I mean, besides for name recognition, did you really need Ben Grimm in this issue?
I don't think so.
Because not like he alerted the others to the danger, and
No, that was like
he doesn't have magic powers, and he didn't read the cosmic cube sign. So
it was 3 or 4 pages of. Well, I mean, Quasar sent him the message.
yes,
I mean that was.
That's the connection, I guess, because
Yeah.
Quasar only ran into Spider-Man passing once, doesn't know the Scarlet Witch or Doctor Strange, to my knowledge, at this point.
Yeah.
And basically, if there's a team-up, Ben Grimm has to be a part of it. So I
Yes.
think that's the right. Yeah,
And Spider-Man, so there's 2 slots taken right there.
yeah and those are the 2 heroes with the least to offer in the issue.
Yeah.
so I mean,
Contractual obligations,
I guess what I was saying is Ben Grimm did almost nothing or no thing.
Oh, wow. Oh, the things we do.
No thing like the thing.
He was in danger, though. Things were looking grim for a bit.
Oh, wow.
Kind of rocky, would you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, should we wrap this up?
I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. But can I post my quiz to you from?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
78. Yeah. And it's good, even though I feel like you guys are going to know it. All right, there's 12 questions. You're going to know at least 10 of them. If you have multiple choice, there's always one throwaway one. There's some pretty good, funny throwaway possibilities. So here we go.
All right.
And I can see you both, so raise your hand if you're going to answer the question. That's how you're going to buzz in.
Okay.
I guess you could say buzz, because it would just shut you to whatever. I mean, Will, you're at a disadvantage because you don't have sound effects, but
That's true.
Phil, you can buzz in with the Seinfeld bass line or whatever you want. All right, question. There we go. Question number 1. Wendell Vaughn's first appearance in the Marvel Universe threw him into conflict with A. Captain America, B. Thundra, C. The Thing, D. Federal ethics provisions.
Ooh, I think I know the answer to this one.
All right. Yes.
Go ahead, Phil.
All right. Yeah, you buzzed in.
Captain America.
Captain America is correct. Yes. Absolutely. All right.
Darn those federal ethics provisions.
Yeah. Quasar's wristbands originally came from A. Uranus, B. Reed Richards' lab, C. Scrap metal from the carcass of Ultron 5, or D. Magic elves. Come on. Everyone knows it's magic elves. Let's move on.
No, I think everyone, especially long-term listeners of this podcast, will know
It's been a while.
Matt,
since we said it.
that the quantum bands come from Uranus.
Hey, Uranus.
Check out episode 2.
But they did make a stop inside Reed Richards' lab, if you'll remember from Quasar number 1.
True. Yeah. True.
Because Reed Richards
So,
turned
but
him over to
this came out
S.H.I.E.L.D.
before. True. This came up so by rule. Uranus. All right.
Yep.
Number 3. Marvel team up saw Quasar possessed by what old sparring partner of Spider-Man? A. Lightmaster. B. Mysterio. C. Mesmero. Or D. Mrs. Muggins.
Wasn't it Spider-Man's old landlord?
Yeah. Yeah, they fought over rent and heat, utilities. Yeah.
And the quantum bands.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I know the answer. Who should answer?
Yes.
Do you want to answer it or do?
I'll take it. That would be A. Lightmaster, and I may be a little overzealous here, but I'm kind of seeing a pattern to these questions, the answers to these questions.
Yeah. All right.
Wait. You think you see a pattern?
Nice.
All right. The events of the Project Pegasus saga included Quasar's destruction of what mechanized killer? A. Test 1. B. Deathlock. C. The Ameridroid. Or D. A 1974 Ford Pinto.
Nice.
Isn't it another name for 1974 Ford Pinto Deathlock?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the answer.
Yeah. If you've been listening to our Summer of Pegasus, you should know that.
That's right.
All right. Now, okay, they get a little harder as you go on. Quasar changed his name from his former alias Marvel Man because of A. Copyright problems. B. Kids who laughed at him. C. The inspiration of a star in the heavens. D. Fear he would become a mere corporate figurehead.
Or E, because his dad told him to.
Yeah. And that is, of course, the little kids, and that's like an Incredible Hulk 234, which is pretty awesome.
It is. That's
Oh,
great.
really? I didn't. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
I remember talking about it because I got the digital version of his one of his earlier appearances, and I love that so much. They zinged him.
Oh yeah, and yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Buzzing.
So-
All right, 6.
Buzzing,
See, I told you it'll get a little harder. So, in the pattern of A only answers has been broken because it wasn't
That's true.
copyright problems.
Yeah,
It's true.
His last battle under the Marvel Man codename was against A, the Animus, B, Machine Man, C, the Hulk, or D, Ring Around the Collar. Which is a real problem back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
You know.
This one.
Yeah. Is it Animus or Hulk?
Yeah, I mean, because it was kind of, they were both in the same battle, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you think back to the question before,
Did Hulk team up with them at the end? So would it be Animus?
or did the Hulk is the one that knocked him like a state over or something, and that's where he, landed in front of the boys? Is that what happened?
I don't remember the details in it, but
I think I'm gonna have to go with the Hulk. I think.
it is the Hulk.
Yay!
Yay!
All right, now number 7. As Marvel Man, Wendell Vaughn was initially a member of what short-lived group? A. The New Champions. B. The Super Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. C. The Marvel Family. Or D. Gary Lewis and the Playboys.
B, Super Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, that is correct.
Although
Good
D
job.
would be an interesting story.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, I envision they all have headbands.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now number 8. The superpowered bracelets Quasar wears were passed to him upon the death of which tragic Fantastic Four opponent? A. The Crusader. B. The Crimson Crusader. C. The Last Crusader. Or D. Crusader Rabbit.
I'm sensing a pattern. I don't know what it is, but I'm sensing a pattern.
Yes.
That would be the Crusader there, Alex.
Crusader. Yes. Who is the Crusader? Yes. And number nine. And Wendell Vaughn donned those wristlets at the invitation of A, his boss's shield, B, his father, C, his son, D, his tax consultant.
That would be Daddy.
Daddy-o.
D, yeah. 10, the hero who Yes? You have your answer? The hero
No, that was the correct answer.
Okay, oh, gotcha. The hero who originally owned Quasar's wristbands, parentheses, we were just talking about him 2 questions ago, remember? Was better known as the 1950s hero Marvel Boy, whose father was what far-sighted scientist? A, Dr. Myron McLean, B, Dr. Horace Eberhart, C, Dr. Horace Grayson, or D, Dr. Dick Grayson?
As a big Dick Grayson fan, I know it's not D. So
I'm pretty sure it's not D. Let's see.
This is one that I did not know.
Marvel Boy's name was Bob Grayson, so I think his father would be Horace Grayson.
I believe it's C. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Good job. All right, 2 questions left. These points are worth double.
Final Jeopardy.
Double the points, double the pages, double the action.
The points are made up, but the rules don't matter.
Yeah. The most recent chronicle of Marvel Boy's escapades. Was published in, and now this is the rules of the September of whatever year. This was. Okay. All right, so it's not when he teams up with the Punisher in the most recent chronicle of Marvel Boy's escapades were published in A, Marvel Superheroes, B, Worlds Unknown, C, What If, or D, The Nam. Which was Marvel's, their Vietnam comic book.
Yes.
Okay, wait, so
he was in Marvel Superheroes, and I believe wasn't there a story with him?
Yeah, what if the Avengers formed in the 1950s?
Yeah, so either one of those is possible.
I think that was he did show up. You're right, in Marvel Superheroes.
Yeah, it was like a reprint of
reprint series.
Early appearances. Yeah,
but I think the more recent story would have been What If. What do you think?
We can go with that.
Okay,
it is What If.
Yay! All right.
Yay!
That's good. What if the Avengers formed in the 50s? I like it. The last one, and readers who missed Marvel Boy's 1950s adventures enjoyed them along with old exploits of Thor and the Human Torch in what Marvel reprint book of the 1960s? A, Marvel Collector's Item Classics, B, Fantasy Masterpieces, C, Marvel Tales, or D, Aunt May's Memory Book?
She is pretty old, okay?
Yeah.
No more. She's Marissa Tomei now.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That is true.
So,
let's see. It was, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel Tales?
No, it was Marvel Collector's Item Classics.
Okay.
Fantasy Masterpieces, and Marvel Tales in the anime.
Hang on. Ugh.
You gotta think about 80s era reprints.
I know.
Yeah.
If I would go with A, because wasn't Marvel Tales always like Spider-Man?
I think so. Most of the early, I think Marvel Tales was pretty much always Spider. So let's.
My guess is A, but if you want to go another way.
No, I'm gonna go with A. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, it's Marvel Tales.
It was Marvel Tales. Dang it.
Yeah. Well, you guys did excellent, though, besides that. That's a tough one. That's a very reprint. What if you just read the issues? You don't have to have the reprint collections. Come on. But the interesting thing is that on the page with the quiz, it has the box from the most recent
Project Pegasus.
Yeah, it has the Aquarian box is randomly in there, too.
That's pretty cool. Hey, actually, I just had an idea while we were going through this. Quasar 30, where he's wandering the worlds of What If, which has an awesome cover on it. Maybe before that one, we read the What If they lost against, what if Set won? I mean, that's one of the issues. We should add that in. I'll look that one up. And
I think it might be like, was it like 25 or something? I have it. I know I have it. Before. Okay, we could break that up because we were going to do 28, 29, 30, and 31. So yeah, so maybe between 29 and 30 we can do that.
Yep, and then we can see. So then we can actually see the alternate reality that he goes to in this, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Okay. Yes.
I like that. Tell me what if issue is. I'll look at that. I'll look it up.
1 second. I can find out for sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's like, I know it's 20 something. I'm pretty sure it's like 25.
I guess I could just Google it.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm just going to the Quantum Zone and going to issue info. Nope, not issue info.
Yes.
Quasar's log.
Volume 225. What if Set had come to Earth?
Yep.
Oh, Aquarian also. I forgot.
And I think it has the Captain Universe, the Enigma Force.
Yeah, Quasar has it. Yeah, in that universe. Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm interested. Oh, okay.
All right.
Yep. Awesome.
All right. So let's get out of here. But yeah, the next 3 episodes, Quasar 8, 9, and 10, we're back.
We're back.
Summer of Pegasus is over.
Well, actually, it continues one more week because we go back to Project Pegasus.
Back to the future.
Back to the future of 1990 or 89, whatever it is.
Yes. So, but yes, this has been your supersized episode of a supersized issue, a king-size issue of
right.
Marvel Team Up Annual 5. All right, Will, Master of the Quantum Zone, where can people find you?
QuantumZone.org or on Twitter, WALLRED. You can also get me at Gmail at that same thing, or you can find me at my self-published comic, diaryofnight.com.
And Matt, hiss out where you'll be.
I will be nowhere. Same places. I have re-logged into my own personal Twitter for a while.
Yes, I respond to you. I do.
Oh yeah, no worries. No, I've been logged out for a while because I got blown out that I enjoy reading, so I made up like a fake profile to watch that. It's a long story, but it's I did nothing wrong. Anyway.
Sure.
So you can find me at Matt Kona, MatTKona. As always, leave a review. Let us know that you wrote it. I will send you a comic book. Probably 2 at this point, just because I'd be really excited about it. And, yeah. Maybe I'm also open to you sending me comic books. Will, you've already done so. Phil, I still haven't gotten my certificate from the podcast award yet.
I still haven't gotten it, so.
Me neither.
I hear I've talked it over with the head of our network, and he says they are very disorganized, so.
Okay.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, and maybe we'll start a Patreon soon, right?
Yes!
Yeah. So,
yes, maybe Capes and Lunatics Patreon, yes. But email us. What are your thoughts on Pegasus? Or send us your upcoming thoughts. Like I said, our 8, 9, and 10 coming up so soon. We're back. capesandlunatics@gmail.com, facebook.com/QuantumZonePod, @QuantumZonePod on Twitter, and @CL Sidekicks on Twitter. And follow Capes and Lunatics, CL Sidekicks on Instagram. All right. Thank you for joining us once again.
Back to a normal-sized episode next week.
Yes, and our normal series.
Yes.
Summer of Pegasus has been fun, but we're back. More Project Pegasus madness. What's 9? Modam? No, I did not finish.
Oh, yeah. I think so. Yeah. What are we on, 9 now?
Well,
8.
9?
8. Next week will be 8 with his return to Pegasus, and then 9. Yeah, then the week after will be 9 and Modam.
And then we will start sliding close to where things really get going.
Yep, we'll do 8, 9, and 10, and then I think it's Avengers 317, 318. Again, Spider-Man appearance.
Yep. And then Journeys into Mystery.
Nah, we've still got some Quasar issues. But join us next week, everyone. Remember, Quantum Zoners, keep it quantum.